Okay, here's our fully wired, timed and flooded circuit. We're going to start over on the east side. We see our servo, we see our distance detector, we see our three lights, green, yellow, and red. Let's take a look at how they're connected. We've got the ultrasound going down into the back of the board, three wires coming out the back. Of course there's a 5 volts, a ground, and then the trig and the echo going over to the top of the Arduino. A little bit busy over there, right? But just to see it. And how about these LEDs? I've got all of their short legs in one row that'll go to ground through a one safety resistor, right? So you see now it's enough to have one safety resistor going to ground. And then the hot side, the long legs of those three LEDs, there are three wires going back to the mothership, back to the Arduino. And again, kind of a tangle, but just do them one at a time and you're okay. And then how about the servo? So the servo's out here that'll run kind of the east gate. We snake it around. It's now going into the breadboard. Back here, our positive rail is of course 5 volts, our negative rail is ground, and one more pin, the orange, is then going over again to the Arduino, probably pin 13. And so that's the servo, the distance detector, and the three LEDs on the east. And of course, a very similar architecture over on the west. This guy's in the far side. The ultrasound sensor, there's the west servo. Those are the west lights, just one resistor going from their common short legs all the way to ground, and then three legs coming off the hots. The biggest thing to probably to build is the LCD screen, right? But again, we'll have a detailed wiring diagram. There's quite a few just going to 5 volts or ground, 5 volts or ground. The wiring diagram has a little resistor which will affect the brightness of the screen. I think I chose 2 or 3K. We can talk about that in more detail in the instructions. And then finally, I'm going to back out, and floating up here in midair, we've got our tilt sensor, right? And so then as I tilt this up or down, the screen is going to paint itself. Okay. So we'll have another short demo for how actually this thing functions. But for now, that's the short wiring, right? We've yet to build a real diorama. There's clearly no bridge and no water, but all things are kind of wired, and soon they will be coded, right? Take care.